What's happening, people? No, I'm joking. Okay, Coach Liam here. So today we're going to look at the mount and how to control the mount position, fundamentals from what we should be doing once we're in mount, the different positions of mount, starting with the low mount, working our way to the high mount. And if our partner is trying to escape with the classic knee elbow escape, we're going to be going to a, what do we call it? Technical mount. Yeah, thank you. Watch Anna's video for that. I'm going to be showing you those 3 variations today, and then how to recover from each position, how to progress through each position, and then just showing some fundamental concepts and principles in the mount position. So the first position you're going to get to is the low mount. Now from here, don't make the mistake of trying to attack straight away. Typically our hips are going to be on top of our opponent's hips. If we are to go for an attack here and we haven't set ourselves up correctly, I am giving my opponent every opportunity to escape, to off-balance me, usually a big bridge, purely because my hips are loaded on hers. If you are in the low mount, the first thing you want to do is to lower your body, ideally to this position here. Our main objective is to get from this low mount position and advance to the higher mount. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be doing the classic defense here where they've got their elbows tucked in really tight and they're defending their collars. No one's just going to be defending too low down here. Yeah, this would be a big mistake on our opponent. We can take advantage of the access to the collars here. So they're going to be keeping their hands up here, doing some kind of defense to their collars, but also keeping their elbows nice and tight. It can be really hard to advance from the low mount to the high mount. But what I like to do is to create some kind of threat to the neck or to put pressure on these elbows here. And I find the best way to do that is to use our body weight and not our muscular strength. If there's a big difference in size, you may be able to use muscle to get these elbows up. You're going to have to use parts of our body. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can either take control of the shoulders or block the head. This is so that when we start to push on the elbows, she can't escape. If I don't do that and I just use my legs, she's just going to shrimp away. Exactly that. So we are going to block her route out, either by cupping the shoulders and putting our weight on it. You can even put your palms on the mat if you want to. I don't really like doing that, but I've seen people do this either with fists or hands. Or I really, really like to block the head here. This is really, really good, and it's a bit awkward now and really tight for my opponent. Once we've done that, whatever decision we've made, we are going to use our thighs with our feet on our opponent, just so we can press and push and manipulate our thighs into this position here. Can you see now I've got into this space, and now this is exactly where I want her. She's not going to be like this, she's still going to be defending, but now we're into the higher mount. It's going to be a lot easier for me now to use my legs to advance this position here. Now if my opponent was to bridge, it's going to be a lot harder. So bridge. Yeah, I can manipulate what happens from this position a lot easier. My hips now are on her chest and not her hips. Yeah, so as big as a bridge she can do, it's not going to, even if I'm just got my weight here, if Anna was to bridge, it's not going to affect me as much. Yeah, so that's the first thing we look at, advancing from the low mount to the high mount. Now, you may not get a chance to try this because if your opponent's quick enough, which they should be once they get to a good enough level, they're going to try their first escape, which typically is going to be the knee elbow escape. This is when our partner gets to her side. Once she goes for this escape, and I go for escape, yeah, you've got a moment here to decide what you're going to do. There are a few things you can do. You can control the head to make her look the other way. It's going to make it really hard for her. You can grab the collar, again, forcing her head to look the other way. But I find personally, the quickest thing you can do is to go to technical mount, because this involves getting a grip and manipulating her head. She's going to be out so quick. All she's got to do is pop that knee and now she's back into half guard. The position's gone, and we're now on the back foot. With my partner here, she goes for that knee elbow escape. If I can just get to what I call the technical mount, some people call it another version of mount. I call it technical version of mount. This is nice and tight. She no longer has access to my elbow, my knees, my foot pulling into her hip, and I'm on my knee on the other side. So without my partner, so we're here. She goes for her escape. You can use the mat if you want to pop up into this position here. Yeah? Active toes on the other leg, and I'm on my knee. Yeah? So this is the technical mount. Yeah? This is all about maintaining the position. This is what we want to do. We're no longer attacking because our partner's trying to escape. But the most important thing is we don't lose the position. So if I just get Anna back, we're back in mount. She goes for the escape. I pop up into technical mount. Now again, don't make the mistake of trying to attack from here. We need to settle her down. I like to go 2-on-1 if you can. Sleeve, elbow. From here, she can no longer try to get onto her side or escape. It's going to be really, really hard for her because I've got control of this elbow. I'm going to pull it up as I replace my knee in the space and settle her down. Keep this grip. This is a really, really nice grip. We can use it to manipulate her hand, go for attacks, but she's now back on the mat. I'm now back in the mount position. She's used a lot of energy and now she's back in the mount. Yeah. So let's have a look at that again. Anna's going to go for her escape. Get yourself into the technical mount. Grab the sleeve. If you can't grab the sleeve, just make sure you get to this elbow. Get into this elbow is going to be probably a little bit easier. Pull it up as you replace the knee. Settle your opponent down. The most important thing when you're in the mount is to make sure you keep the mount. You're in the most dominant position pretty much in Jiu-Jitsu. She has to do a lot of work to get back to any kind of scoring position on you. And the longer you keep her here, the safer you're going to be. In self-defense as well, there's no more knockout power. The danger from your opponent pretty much doesn't exist anymore. And you have complete control of the situation. You can dictate what happens from here. We're in the low mount. Our first objective is to go from the low mount to the high mount. We're not going to sit like this on our opponent because we'll get hip bumped. Yeah, there's too much off balancing. We'll go nice and low. Make her use her energy. She can go for hip bumps now. Nothing's going to happen. Yeah, we can ride that all day long. Seeing as we're here, we can try this one. We cup the head, elbows on the shoulders, and we start to drive. Feet on her. Use your head if you want as well. It's another little tip which I like. If your partner's really, really tight here, as your feet are on her here, don't just have your head hanging. Put your head down. If you can touch the mat, great. And just drive. Just drive and manipulate your legs into that space. Once we're in the high mount, collect the elbows. Keep it nice and tight. Yeah? I'm going to show you a submission from here in another video. But today it's purely about what to do in the mount position, how to progress, and how to retain it if you're about to lose it. So give those a go, and I will see you in the next video, which I'm going to put up here.